During the Warring States period, in order to concentrate his strength on attacking the state of Chu, King Zhaoxiang of Qin took the initiative to make friends with the state of Zhao and set up a banquet in Mianchi to invite King Huiwen. The king of Zhao was afraid but did not dare not to go. Lin Xiangru accompanied him to the banquet. What happened in the meantime? Why is Mianchi known as the most fulfilling wine company in history? Today, let's take a look at the story behind the meeting of Mianchi. Chinese wine culture has a long history. No wine, no banquet. Every wine game in China has its specific purpose and significance. At the end of the Western Zhou Dynasty, the princes rose and the royal family declined. Although the emperor of Zhou Dynasty is the common master of the world, his power has been left aside for a long time. After the spring and autumn period, the feudalism became more and more fierce. During the Warring States period, the annexation and destruction of the state continued. Finally, 7 powerful countries, namely 7 heroes of the Warring States, were formed. During the Warring States period, there was such a wine game, which was known as the most worthy of the mission in history. That was the meeting of Mianchi. Wang Zun, a poet of the Tang Dynasty, wrote in a poem, "The Western Qin Dynasty and the Northern Zhao are called Hai, and Jiang Yan on the pund is listed as Cao. Why is it that the king himself blows fa, as if he had a sword to blow for?" At the meeting of Mianchi, Lin Xiangru threatened the fate of King Zhao of Qin and forced him to attack foe for Zhao Huiwen. He certainly did not expect that, because of this move, he would leave a strong mark in the history of diplomacy in the future.
In 279 BC, King Zhao of Qin asked King Zhao Huiwen to hold a friendly talk in Mianchi. More than 60 years ago, the state of Qin invited Prince Zhang of Wei to join the alliance, but secretly ambushed good soldiers in advance. While drinking in the alliance, the state of Qin sent troops to attack, captured Prince Zhang of Wei, and raided the Wei army. As a result, the Wei army was defeated miserably and had to seek peace with the state of Qin. 20 years ago, in 299 BC, King Zhaoxiang of Qin asked King Huiwen of Chu to hold a friendly talk in Luoguan. With the vision of rebuilding the good relationship between the two countries, King Huiwen of Chu willingly invited him, regardless of the advice of his ministers. As a result, King Huiwen of Chu never returned. He was detained by King Zhaoxiang of Qin and finally died in a foreign land. This time, will the invitation of King Zhao of Qin be a repetition of the old plan? If you go, you may repeat the mistakes of King Huiwen of Chu. If you don't, you will appear weak and timid. Faced with a strong Qin with a bad record, Zhao Huiwen hesitated. The meaning of the state is greater than the interests of the individual. After careful consideration, Zhao Huiwen decided to go to the meeting. Of course, Xiaoqing did not mean well. Zhao Huiwen could not go to the talks unprepared. This trip, Lin Xiangru accompanied, veteran General Liang Po with the army in the border. Why choose these 2 people? It turns out that 4 years ago, in 283 BC, the state of Qin asked Zhao Guoqian for her shibai. Facing the Qin state of tiger and wolf, Lin Xiangru was ordered to carry Bai into Qin and fight with King Zhaoxiang of Qin, and finally returned to Zhao. Lin Xiangru had experience in dealing with the state of Qin. A sign of a growing pattern at that time, Liang Po was recognized as the first-class general and the protector of Zhao's national defense security. Therefore, during this trip, Liang Po must be responsible for border defense, and King Zhao Huiwen can rest assured. At the border, Liang Po said goodbye the king's trip and the time of the talks will not exceed 30 days. If the king hasn't come back in 30 days, please allow us to establish another prince as the new king, so as to eliminate the delusions of the state of Qin. Because it is the Qin dynasty of tigers and wolves, the scene of the farewell of the monarch and his ministers is quite solemn and stirring. The wind is bleak, the water is cold, and the strong men will never return. Although there is suspicion of great disrespect and even may lead to the suspicion of King Zhao Huiwen, he still said it for the sake of Zhao's state and in order to reduce the worries of King Zhao Huiwen in the negotiations.